with Scott Baldy and Jody Dickerson to talk about a recent Hall of Fame entry for these guys, talking about softball action. All right, Scott, I'll start with you. Getting inducted into the Pennsylvania Softball Hall of Fame for your team. Of course, we're talking Bonnell's. What can you tell us about your team and going into the Hall of Fame and what this was all about?
Well, we just got inducted this past weekend in Harrisburg, and we had a bunch of our teammates come down for the induction, and it was just a special moment for all of us. We played together for 19 years, and it was just an amazing feeling just getting back together, having one last road trip together and celebrate, what we accomplished.
I think you had told me that you guys played from, 1993 to 2011. That's a long span of time.
Yes,
that's a lot of softball, right?
That's a lot of ball.
And how many wins?
So we have 1,231 wins. Like you said, we played a lot. We played in 2 leagues every season, and we usually went to about 8 or 10 tournaments every season. So we used to play 70, 80, sometimes 90 games a season. So
unbelievable.
Yeah, we played a lot. We played a lot.
Basically. So Jody, same thing. Just what did this mean? What was the feeling like? And for you guys to go and get inducted, what did that whole ceremony mean to you, and how did that feel?
Yeah, I think, and we said this at the ceremony as well, whoever touched our team, a debt of gratitude for every single person out there. Like Scott said, we played sometimes 90 games a year. We couldn't do it with just 11 guys. We had 1 million guys on our team who could play. I think the biggest thing was just the camaraderie and the crescendo at the end, going to the Hall of Fame. I think that was the biggest thing. Look, we were out there ready to play, ready to win, and things of that nature, and nobody could have even imagined, the lengths of our team and what we went through to try to get there. I don't think we thought about being in the Hall of Fame or anything like that. It was mostly about the wins. But again, the camaraderie, the team, the families, the kids. I think that brought up a lot of old memories going to the Hall of Fame, and I think that was a great crescendo to what we accomplished.
No doubt about it. You guys talked about the fact you placed top 5 in the nation from 2000 to 2011, 5 national runner-up appearances, or I guess honors, 63 All-Americans, 5 All-World, 11-time PA state champions with 3 different divisions. Just, what can you say more about just the success and the fun that you guys had doing all this?
So when you mention Bonnell's, especially in Erie, everyone's going to talk about our records and our championships, but it was more than that for all of us. We did everything together. We grew as a family, and like Jody touched upon, now our kids, we joked earlier about how young you are. Now our kids
off the air.
Yeah. Now our kids are friends, and that means the world to me and all my teammates. We have godparents from this team. We've been in each other's weddings. We've seen the birth of each other's kids. Unfortunately, we've seen some losses with some teammates, but it's just the relationships we created are much more than our records. We're very proud of everything we've done, but just to say how tight we are to this day still is the most amazing thing.
Yeah. If you had to pick one moment, one game, one play, though, if you had to, for both of you, it could be the same, could be different, is there anything that you say, oh, that's got to be it, the highlight?
We had this conversation last week, too. I think it's a bunch of things. And unfortunately, the one that I'll bring up is our 9-man state title, and Scott wasn't even there, which was unfortunate because the birth of his kid. So that was our first big championship, or 9-man state championship. And just winning that, I think it got us the confidence to get over that hump a little bit. And again, we went away every single weekend, for almost 2 decades basically. And just, coming to that point and winning something major was a big point in our team's career, and I think that got us over the hump, knowing that we could go on and win in a major title. I think that was enormous for us. So that was the one, and I'm sure he'll probably say something else too.
Yeah, I would have to say I think my biggest memory that's etched in my brain is the final out when we won the national championship in 2001. That was our golden moment.
Yeah.
And I can remember it in slow motion. And I had tears in my eyes. We worked hard for a long time to get to that point. But I still remember, unfortunately, the 5 losses in the national championships. But the final out in that national championship game was something special.
Yeah. Sure. I still think, we went to world tournaments. We finished 2nd in worlds, and that's enormous. Just going and seeing the best teams in the world, I think, got us to the point where we knew that we can compete. I think that was major, especially for our confidence. And one of the things I always tell everybody too is just coming back to Erie. I think a lot of people had their hands on us, have playing different teams in Erie. We would come back from a long weekend, come and play teams here in Erie, and they'd give us their best every single time.
Yes.
We respected that.
Yes, absolutely.
I think the biggest misconception that we had is, the attitude that we had. We had a certain attitude on and off the field. That's just how we played the game. But again, going across state, that's the attitude that you had to have to compete at the level that we played at.
Mike, most of our guys played college baseball or minor leagues, so when you have that competitiveness in your body, it's hard to get rid of it. We were competitors, and we had a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Well, Scott, Jody, thanks so much for stopping by, and congratulations once again. A great honor going into the Pennsylvania Softball Hall of Fame here in 2025. Thanks, guys.